I'm going through this process and journey for me. A lot of time has gone by where I stopped tapping into those things that brought me joy. And I just would go with the flow, aka for me, that flow eventually turned into a lot of people pleasing. Joy is so important in our well-being. Joy is so crucial to our mental health. One more thing about joy that I left out that you could probably apply to your life. Or welcome back. Today's conversation is all about finding joy, creating joy, joy. This blue sky behind me brings me so much joy. But what inspired this conversation was my walk to the post office today. I got a random sale yesterday, another magazine. Anyway, I'm just grateful. But it inspired me to listen to an album this time. I wasn't even planning on vlogging. I was simply just gonna walk there and back with my podcast. Then I was like, you know what? I haven't listened to the new Bad Bunny album. Let me play that on my walk. And it immediately inspired this thought of joy. And I've spoken about this in previous videos, but I really want to emphasize on the fact that we need to incorporate joy into our day-to-day routine. What does that mean? Well, you have to know what brings you joy personally. For me, it's music, it's listening to new albums, it's playing basketball, it's watching basketball, especially women's basketball. It's going to concerts, it's traveling, beaches, sitting by the water, walking, going for walks. It's also, not getting hit by someone on a scooter. I don't know if you heard that bell behind me. But simply creating space for joy in your life. So think about where you're at this point in time. I'm 40 years old, and some of the things that I enjoyed as a kid, as a teenager, still bring me joy to this day. And for many, many years, decades, a lot of time has gone by where I stopped tapping into those things that brought me joy. And I just would go with the flow, aka for me, that flow eventually turned into a lot of people pleasing. So I want to change the trajectory of our lives together. And that starts with incorporating one thing of joy every day, whether it's dancing or art, driving, maybe meditating, whatever brings you joy. Add it to your calendar. Add it to your day. Like I said, I was just going to go for my walk and maybe play a new album. Then I was like, no. I am going to play a new album. Bad Bunny's one of those prolific artists that has cemented his legacy in this industry as well as in this world. I respect him as a creative, and he makes good music. And 2 songs in, I was already dancing the whole way to the post office, and that I had to stop. And I was like, I need to get this off my chest because joy is so important in our well-being. Joy is so crucial to our mental health, because as soon as we wake up, if you pick up your phone, you're inviting all these topics and feelings and emotions that are triggered and, brought to you by other people in their lives and the news, and that gets overwhelming. It takes a toll on you. And I took a break from social media. For a while, I thought social media was bringing me joy. If anything, it was making me more anxious and causing some of my depression. So I had to quiet the noise. Stillness, quietness brings me joy. And the moment I logged off of Instagram, not just logged off, but I deleted the app, I found a new sense of peace. I started finding myself and my voice and my mind and God. So whatever joy looks like to you in this point in time in your life, I really encourage you to incorporate it into your day-to-day, or at least on a weekly basis, because I think we owe it to ourselves, and we deserve to experience joy at least one time a week, but every day would be even better, because life goes quick. And like I said, we log on to social media, we give our time to the world right away, and how much are we giving time to ourselves? Even if it's just 10 minutes a day. I started incorporating 10-minute silent days into my morning routine. And just adding that 10 minutes of silence has made a world of a difference. And I only did it for 3 days. And I realized that I wasn't giving myself time throughout the day. Even though I live alone and I'm self-employed, I still wasn't stopping to just take care of me in a quiet way. Because even my meditations were loud, my cleaning had music, walks had podcasts. I owed myself stillness and quietness, and that brings me joy. Joy. Even just standing here under the sun, simple pleasures, enjoying nature, whether you like rain, snow, sunshine, the beach, trails, hiking, playing sports. Make a list of things that bring you joy. And if you're a forgetful person or you have a busy schedule, just carry that list around with you. You could keep it digitally or physically as a reminder, and use it as a tool when you're going through something and you need to have a little bit of escapism, or just remind you of who the heck you are. And again, we deserve joy, we deserve fun, and whatever that is to you, I hope you experience it more often than not, because I know the minute I started incorporating it into my life, day by day, it wasn't instant, but day by day, the more I did it, the better I felt about myself, which then carried over into how I felt about life, how I felt about other people, but mostly just my own self-esteem. So give it a try, tell me how it goes. But again, you deserve joy. One more thing about joy that I left out that you could probably apply to your life, but I started wearing more color last year, and it was a gradual transition, because black is easy, black is slimming. We all know that one. But I started wearing color. As you see, I'm wearing green. I have on blue pants, and I don't know, it just did something to me. It just boosted my morale and thoughts on how I feel about myself on the inside and outside. Whether it was wearing colors that were cozy or more dressed up, because that was me wearing all black covered up my body. I was about 20 pounds heavier over the last decade and a half. And I recently lost a lot of that weight gradually through physical working out, changing my eating habits, stress, depression, but mostly working out and being intentional about, I'm doing this because I'm taking care of myself, and future me will thank me. And the more I worked on myself and incorporated joy into my life, the more I wanted to brighten up how I looked on the outside. So I'm going to continue to make that a goal of mine, is to wear more color and discover how colors look on me. One of my favorite colors is like a golden yellow, but I realized that yellow kind of washes out my face, so it has to be a specific yellow. And then this green, I love this green, but I love it more against the color blue. So I've just been playing and experimenting, and that also brings me joy, because it brings me joy and it creates more confidence for myself. Because at this point in my life, at my big age of 40, I really don't care what people say or think, because I'm going through this process and journey for me. It's not to impress anyone else like it was in the past. Dressing up the way others dress just to fit in. So now I'm fitting in with me. And that's what really matters. So give that a try.